brainchild of one person along with DMA, Mr. Rajiv Khurana. Do please join us. In fact, we are doing a number of activities with Mr. Khurana, and he supported me and guided me in lot of activities, and I must thank him. And he behaved like a brother, big brother for me. Thanks once again. And before I come in between you and the speakers, I hand over the mic to Mr. Khurana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good evening, friends.
Good evening.
I generally start with a yoga exercise. So kindly sit straight, move your neck a bit here and there, left and right, and see who is not smiling at you quickly. कौन दुखी आत्मा यहाँ पर आ गया GST से दुखी होके? Well, this is a phenomenal success at the beginning itself, because the chair of director DMA is inside the hall. There is no chair outside. And इंडिया में लोग थोड़ा लेट आते हैं, तो अभी बहुत लोग आएंगे जिन्हें शॉक लगेगा. तो आई एम श्योर आने वाले टाइम में हमारे को एक आध प्रोग्राम और करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज बहुत मुश्किल से हमें लोगों को मना करना पड़ा. रात को 1:30 बजे मैंने फाइनल ईमेल भेजी, सॉरी 24 वेट लिस्ट है, मैं और अकोमोडेट नहीं कर सकता. फ्रेंड्स, there are 5 organizations which have come together for this event. This event started with a general discussion in our SRCC 80 group. Let's do a program on GST. And then I spoke with Sanjeev Bindal and Ajay Tandon that let's do a program. तो कहाँ करें? चल अजय तेरे ऑफिस में कर लेते हैं, 15 लोग तो आ ही जाएंगे. And from 15 यहाँ आते ही मेरे को किसी ने बोला हॉल बड़ा क्यों नहीं लिया? ऐसे 2-3 बार करेंगे ना यार, हम लोग बार आएंगे इधर हम लोग. So from there 15 to now around 70 people, I think it shows where we stand today and where are we moving towards. There are 5 organizations which have joined hands together. First is Delhi Management Association. Incidentally, Delhi Management Association was established in the year 1955. So it is one of the oldest management association in India, even older than All India Management Association, for which this is a part of it. So the kid came before the mom. The second organization is Lexindis, where some real sharp legal brains came together and joined a partnership roughly around 9 years ago. Ajay being the managing partner, and we have Sunilji and Saran who are here as partners. And I am sure in times to come we should be in a position to do more such programs with their support. And then of course 2008 January we came together.
Came back together.
We came back together, Sanjeev. Thank you for correcting me. And we had to push really hard for people to come together, because all of a sudden those 16-year or 17-year-old kids had pot bellies. And the first thing which Bennett showed me was, this is the way I used to look in college, and I never recognized it. And my dear friends, we had a fabulous start in 2008. This is the 40th year of joining Shriram College of Commerce, and the gang is actually enjoying. We used to have a lot of JLTs, and for those who are not from SRCC, JLT means just like that, meeting just like that. This is our first professional JLT. So we must clap for that, please. We have a very vibrant e-group, we have a very vibrant WhatsApp group, क्योंकि जब इंडिया के मैच चल रहे होते हैं तो रात को 3 बजे तक कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई कमेंट्स आ रहे होते हैं. और नॉट ओनली दिल्ली से, वो यूएस में भी बंदे जाग चुके होते हैं या सोने वाले होते हैं, और यहाँ लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ चहल पहल चलती रहती है. सो दैट इज द फन ऑफ SRCC 80. Then we have with us for the first time our digital media partner News.Television, please. Let's give a big round of applause for that. Incidentally, I'm part of all the organizations, so I must talk about them. News.TV is the first internet television. One of the first, sorry. So whatever is being recorded today, in the next few days, it will be on YouTube with links available. And of course, we are doing a parallel recording at the same time. The idea is that those who could not attend may listen to the experts, not only from India but anywhere from the world. So that's the power of internet television. And I'm soon actually producing some career programs with news.tv. So that's the reason I could push them. And of course, I'm really very happy today that the first program of retirement.com, a 12 days old baby, is being held today. Here, retirement is a mindset. Change the tire, the car runs smoothly. You don't have to retire, you only have to retire, and that can happen at any age, any stage. And that is where we have 10 communities where you can join in, either one or many of them, and take part in terms of your rejuvenation, re-enrichment, re-energizing, and of course, retirement. Membership is lifetime free. You have to just invest 40 seconds to use your cell phone and enter your data, and lifetime you are associated with that. So that's the power of retirement, because our second inning can be started anytime. On the way today, we were talking about mid-career blues, and I said mid-career blues strike us at any age, even at 20, even at 30. So those even at 70 say, I need to retire. Well, the old maxim that old horses can't learn new techniques is over, is passé, because today the 60s is the new 40, 70s is the new 50, and we are not old at all. We are just bold. We are just gold, and therefore it's important that we must retire. Enough of sales call. And now I have the honor of introducing the chairperson of the event, Mr. Ajay Tandon. In fact, I have something written here, but I'll speak from my heart and introduce Ajay, and then he will take over and introduce the speakers and conduct the session. Ajay is a very, very well respected and feared lot in SRCCAT. We love him because we call him Chacha. Because the moment he little bit raises a voice, Sanjeev Bindal and I just keep taking a corner. Bas, और कुछ नहीं. Ajay जो कह रहे हो ठीक है. But that is the golden heart of Ajay, of bringing people together, ensuring that everyone is together, pushing them, leading them from the front. In so much so that whenever we used to have smaller meetings, that place is called CKD. If you are familiar with Fraternity Club in Connaught Place, in SRCCAT it is called a CKD, and the full form of CKD is Chacha Kadhaba, because that's his hospitality. Ajay leads as a managing partner of Lexindus, has had decades and decades of experience and a very well respected legal mind. Many a times we go to him, Ajay save us यार, पंगा ले लिया हमने, और फिर डांट पड़ती है लेकिन संभाल लेता है. फिर हम फीस देने नहीं जाते, that's a different thing. So he's expert in various things, including corporate law, arbitration, property matters, banking, insurance, contract, agency, recovery, negotiable instruments, labor, municipal law, and the team that he leads is actually taking care of all dimensions of law. So, God forbid, if you have any panga, join Lexindus. So this is the background of all the organizations which have come together to present before you GST of GST, good stuff and troubles of GST. May I request Ajay to take over from here, please. Thank you. Just one second.
Thank you very much, Rajiv, for the kind words, and hello and a very good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Today I am delighted, rather honored to be chairing this session, and the name is Good Stuff and Troubles of GST. Most of you who know our dear friend Rajiv know that he is a master of acronyms, and this GST is again coined by him, Good Stuff and Troubles. Well, let me tell you, hearing his wife Alka, he did not coin it Gharwali se trouble. So let me now introduce the three speakers. Mr. Rakesh Garg is on the way. He was in some channel shooting, and he'll be joining us shortly. But Mr. Anand Chabla, he is the former Chief Commissioner of Customs, Central Excise and Service Tax, and now he has reinvented himself as a corporate coach. An expert in business process re-engineering, innovation, troubleshooting and thinking on unstructured lines, he specializes in systems and strategy, e-governance and IT application. He can express his thoughts precisely and concisely, which you will shortly see in his presentation, which will follow. Rakesh Garg and Sushil Agarwal, I am fortunate to have both of our 1980 batchmates from SRCC. They are law graduates and FCA and have achieved great heights in their profession as practicing chartered accountants. Rakesh has won many awards as a faculty and is also a convener and advisor of this Northern India Regional Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Apart from being involved in framing of rules and formats, he is an author for the last 17 years of Delhi Sales Tax and Delhi VAT, Service Tax and Central Sales Tax, Goods and Service Tax. Besides training the government, he has hundreds of seminars and workshops to his credit. Sushil, in addition, is also a cost accountant, and besides being secretary of the SRCC Alumni Association since 2009, he is also the treasurer and member of the governing council of Shama Prasad Mukherjee College for Women. He is the invitee member, Indirect Tax Committee, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and an associate at YPC Dangi Commission of Inquiry to look into the alleged irregularities and Indian Performing Rights Society. Thanks to Sanjeev Bindal and the core team of SRCC-AT, the batchmates are today so very well connected, as Rajiv said. They are an extended family on the Google group, on WhatsApp, and Sanjeev ensures that we do not miss out on anybody's birthday or anniversaries, not only of the batchmates, of the spouses and their children also. It's a stupendous effort. A monthly mailer comes, days of such and such, and followed by every day you will find. And most of us respond, I being the exception, I'm sorry for that. And JLT, you just heard what's a JLT. We've had number of them in the last almost a decade now. We just need some occasion, whether it's a final of an IPL or a World Cup or anything, where New Year Eve, and there's a JLT to that.
Walk in Chandni Chowk also.
And today we are proud to have this first professional JLT of SRCC-AT. Coming to the topic of the day, goods and services tax. It's a newborn baby in India. It will take some time to achieve what it has been enacted for. In terms of the statement of objects and reasons, the Constitution of India was amended by the 101st Amendment to come up with this unified GST, and it has subsumed 7 indirect taxes including service tax levied by the centre and 9 indirect taxes including VAT levied by the states, to remove the cascading effect of taxes and provide for a common national market. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir having become the last state to join this regime, GST has integrated all the 29 states and 5 union territories markets into one, and as the saying goes, one country, one tax, one market. What it seeks is to be a simpler, to reduce the cost of doing business, avoid double multiple taxation, enable fair pricing for consumers, bring more transparency and better compliance. And today we have the central GST and the integrated GST by the centre, which is levied by the centre, and the SGST levied by the state, and also a UT GST. I'll not go into these details because we have more eminent speakers who will be enlightening you, and then followed by the question and answers. And to my mind, all these different taxes which have been enacted, they will be aiding in curtailing the disputes between the center and the states. And to a large extent, it should release the burden on Indian judiciary also. The 5 slab structures, the rates being 0 to 28, and all that will follow from the speakers. The objects of GST, no doubt, are laudable. But when, how smoothly and effectively would they be achieved is the big question which troubles most of the people. We as professionals also are at loggerheads, and we'll also take some time getting accustomed to the new regime. The troubles, because it's good stuff and troubles as coined by Rajiv. The troubles, the negatives, the fears of GST, they are primarily uncertainties and ambiguities within this. And this can be evidenced from the marketing strategy of the giants, major industry players, the e-commerce giants. They started those offers and discount sales in June because nobody was very clear what's going to happen effective 1st of July. Many were thinking whether or not it will start from 1st of July. And on the lighter side, as the saying goes, in June it rained heavily because Indra Devta also, he wanted to clear his stock before the implementation of the GST. The time, according to what I heard from the speakers, in today's session, it's very, very short. Each of them wanted 3 hours each. And I think we'll have to go for another session, and I'll recommend at least half a day, if not a full day session on this. Because then maybe we are able to cover more aspects and answer more questions. So let's make the best of what is available to us today. And here are 3 experts. Rakesh should also be joining us shortly. And to start with, before I say that, there are 2 requests. Mobiles, please, everybody on silent if you've already not done it. And no question and answers during the initial salvos. So I would first of all call upon Mr. Anand Chawda, who's been involved in this GST since I believe 90s. Since 90s. So he will start with a small presentation followed by the other 2 speakers to fire their initial salvos, and I'll request them not to take more than 10 to 15 minutes each because we'll need more time for the question answer session to follow. So Mr. Anand Chawda, please.
So if you're standing and speaking, then hold the mic, please. Because the recording will be better. Sir, सेंटर से ना ले लें, सेंटर से लें, आसान हो जाएगा। सेंटर से
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I came across this limerick written by Verma, and I think this describes. I liked it so much. You see, goods and service tax is here. Most of the taxes will disappear. One massive overhaul, one tax to rule them all, till the slabs and exemptions appear. This is what we said when VAT came in. Then we said VAT. Then VAT came in. This we have been repeating and repeating, but the pulls and pressures are so many and so much that eventually so many slabs and so many exemptions appear. And here we are starting with five slabs, which are being, criticized right, left, and center without any inhibition. Yes, agreed. But here is an example of real federalism coming in the country. I mean, it was an amazing task to put all the states and the center. Yesterday only I was discussing with an expert, and he gave me a very beautiful anecdote. He said, this question was asked by him. Actually, that's how I came across. I didn't know this. You see, the question came in, why 20 lakhs for the rest of the country and why 10 lakhs for northeast states? Whereas those states are poorer and the traffic is not much. So they should have been given, the trade is not much. So they should have been given more exemption. And the fact which came out was that in the rest of the states, other than northeastern, the exemption existing was between 5 to 8 lakhs. And the central government was pushing for 25 lakhs. And no state government was prepared to go beyond 10. It took a lot of time to, convince them that let's not start too low, let's start with at least 20. And in the northeastern states, the limit was somewhere 50,000 and 1 lakh was the maximum. And what happened there? It took a lot of time to convince them. We don't want to give exemption because everybody is worried about revenue. And of course their own power. Everybody wants discretion. That's why we haven't had so many other laws coming in. I mean, other things have been absorbed. I'll start with the example of what without GST. Of course, we know this formula very well, and the cost price is 23.10 with the profit here in second stage, and this is the tax which is being paid 23 minus this one, so it becomes 310. Now, with GST, when the goods move from Mumbai to Nagpur,
Please keep it closer to us.
When the goods move from Mumbai to Nagpur, the price is 1,000 and CGST and GST is 50-50 each, which is, I'm giving example of 5 each. That is 10% is divided always into half. So when you say 18%, it is actually 9 plus 9. When you say 28, it's half of each, like this. And then if they move from Nagpur to Chennai, and then this is then you pay IGST, and the consumer will pay 22.10. There is a direct benefit to the consumer because he is not paying tax on tax. This was the basic problem with the existing taxes. Others I'll come to. I hope this picture is clear to all of us because this is the starting point. From if we have, history has been inefficient and distortionary cascading, lowered productivity because tax on tax was being collected, then plethora of tax laws, rates, agencies, processes in different tax regimes, central excise, central and states, inhibited voluntary compliance, confused both the tax collector and the taxpayer. The worst part was that the tax collector also was confused whether it will be this classification or this will be the rate, this will be the process. Let me admit this as an ex-bureaucrat, that total confusion. And mostly, we will always interpret the law in our favor. If there are two rates, I will always say take the higher rate to save my skin. As simple as that. So that is being addressed chaotic for lack of synchronization, tax regime, center and state. 5 different taxes, 6 different taxes, 7 different taxes. Each tax is working in the well. They do not know what is happening elsewhere. Classification is confused. Processes are confused. Imagine that situation. That the central excise people do not know who is paying sales tax. Sales tax people don't know who is and who was having the fun. The manufacturers and the traders and everybody else. Actually, I'm surprised that the hue and cry is not much. It is very low, this one. So huge costs involved, wastage of time, efforts involved, tax collection, limited number of taxpayers as the honest ones were at disadvantage, and huge tax evasion. This is what was happening across the entire country. Yeah, thank you. So first, this thing feature is a destination tax based on consumption of goods levied at all stages, and which leads to only one tax, only value addition is tax, burden on tax is entirely borne by the consumer. And tax accrues to the taxing authority having jurisdiction over the place of consumption or place of supply. Place of consumption is known as place of supply. So it replaces multiple taxes which were there in manufacturing, distribution, sales, services, dual taxation, goods and services, MRP based valuation, all is gone. Robust and uniform this time, standard rates. This is how they were merged. 0 to 2 was put as 0, 5 is 3 to 8, 12% is 9 to 14, and 18 is 15 to 20, and 28 is 21 and above. And now imagine this task, that each one there was a fight. Each level there was a fight. Everybody wanted to increase, or everybody wanted to bring this here, or something like that is going on. So we have started the journey towards one country, one tax. We have not reached there. Let's add that very frankly, because till 5 slabs are there, we can't claim that it's a one tax, one country. Yeah, this is very important thing, that we have started moving towards it. And these are these are total number is huge, 17 laws, and then so many 27 or so cesses also have been subsumed. Yeah, please go ahead. So I'll skip all that because this has to be finished. And this is ISGST is, you see, goods are being charged to tax, GST, central limit, and the state. When they move from one state to another, then ISGST is the vehicle which is used to make sure that the tax is paid. The tax goes to the consuming state. That also was a jhagda, because this was there. I mean, Maharashtra is manufacturing state. Consumers are in north. So that also jhagda was there, that who will get the benefit. All that has been sorted out. Please. Sorry, please.
So let's welcome Mr. Rakesh Garg.
Now this is the distribution. On every transaction, to maintain uniformity, dual taxes for every transaction on common tax base, on same price or value, on same classification. Now HSN, which was the basis, harmonized system nomenclature, where it started this as an international nomenclature, which was being used for customs. In 85, it was started with, but in Central Excise also adopted it, and now this HSN with different levels, 2-digit, 4-digit, 6-digit, and 8 digits. It has been uniformly, applied. And same classification of services, see services accounting code, and levies in this one. So center is levying CGST and IGST, and states levy and all intra-state supplies. Thank you. Cross utilization of credit, let's just skip it. Imports of goods services treated as interstate supplies. So there also it has been harmonized. So this is IGST levied, incidental tax follows the destination principle, and tax revenue accrues to the state where the goods services are consumed. Full and complete set off available on GST paid on import. And which was the system earlier also, but they not fully followed. And export is treated as zero rated applied, hence no tax. Credit of ITC available is granted as refund to the exporter. It has not been applied on alcohol, and has not been applied on five petroleum products. Tobacco is been included, but central excise duty will be levied. Then you have taxpayer. I told you about this.
It is not being levied, sir.
Huh?
Sorry.
Please note it. Then optional compound levy at flat rate available up to 75 lakhs. Both are optional. You can still, you need not follow it, because if you want to avail the tax credit of the duty paid earlier stage, then you need not follow it. You can follow that system. Absolutely no problem. Then statutory rates rendered by government, central local panchayat authorities rendered to citizen are exempt. States may still opt for continuation stamp duty, vehicle tax. We saw the example in Tamil Nadu. They jumped up the entertainment tax to a huge level. Governance, this is the best part, that the governance today has been handed over to the council. It is no more with center or with the state. So everything, smallest and the complex problem, everything is thrown at the council. And this is where the beauty of the beauty of this GST has come in. Because nowhere else if this kind of system is being followed, that to bring in cohesion. So everything is decided and it has to be mostly consensus. That means everybody agrees. And now we saw the example of JLK also. Then GSTN, now this entire system, the base is, it is running on GSTN, that is GST network. Imagine 340 billion invoices being thrown at this system. Just imagine this every month. This is the kind of volume it is going to be handled. And this has been formed as a not-for-profit organization, non-government company set up, implemented with central and state governments as partners. And it provides shared infrastructure and services to taxpayers and other stakeholders. And there are common online portal provides registration, returns, payments, uniform across India. Then back-end online identifying mismatch returns, assessment, audit, appeals, links to banks and RBI. One more thing I must mention here when we are talking of federalism. You see, there was a lot of jagada as you know, central government naturally, as a Central Board of Excise custom officers were worried. But when it came to distribution, because both are doing the same thing. Earlier, they were different taxes were there. Now it's being done the same. So what happened is up to 1.5 crore, every case will remain with states. And above 1.5 crore, 50% cases will be given to states. So requirement of officers in CBEC has gone down. Manpower requirement has gone down initially. Eventually all these cases will go up. That of course is, we'll see in the future. Then common tax rate, simpler tax regimen, fewer rates, foster common vesting, creative this thing, I'll tuck it. Reduce here target, overall tax burden on goods, amenable to both B2B and B2C transactions, broadening of taxpayer base, increase in tax volume, and improve tax compliance will directly lead to reduction in tax rate, uniformity in tax rate and taxation policies among the states. Yes, sir. Benefit to center and states are simpler and easier to administer, reduce leakages, decrease cost of collection, higher revenue collection, improved forecast, optimize efficiency, uniform national market. So that will help getting the FDI in. So this thing, consumer, it is simple tax system. Now I and you can understand. And you must have read in the paper now, central government has beautifully come up with an app. You can find out whether you are paying the tax correctly or not. That's a very beautiful thing that has been done. So uniform prices throughout the country. So when I plan a project, I know that this is going to be the cost whether I pick, set up the industry in Jaipur or in Tamil Nadu or several industries across states. My project costs will remain the same. Provides transparent tax regimen, reliefs to overall tax burden, increment in employment opportunities. I'll explain this shortly. And higher collection may lead to lower corporate and personal income taxes. This has directly gone. I mean, one gentleman said, my colleague, he said very beautifully, he said, first year we are going to see buoyancy in indirect taxation. Because this taxpayer base, which were not common in 5, 3, 7 different verticals, will all get exposed. 87 lakhs is only settle excise. Sales tax, VAT, SENVAT, this one, that one, whole lot of things, they get exposed. So we are, within a short period, you are looking at something, it will jump from 87 lakhs to 2.33 crores or something like that. This is what is going to happen. Yes, please. What are the challenges? Huge volume of dynamic online transactions, security transactions. Now this is going to be fun for hackers. So Infosys is handling hot coal. They are actually sitting on hot coal because if they succeed, wonderful. Otherwise, it will be a tough job for them. And Then cyber crime, sabotage, establishing administrative structure of expertise in states. States do not have so much expertise in indirect taxation as it exists in the center. For obvious reasons, we have very tough system. We have become expert because we remain in the same department. In this one, in the states, is the senior most position is held by an IAS officer who doesn't have any idea of indirect taxation. So that is going to be an issue. Increasing processes, training, administrative work involved in compliances, etc. Educating the taxpayer is going to be a huge problem. Unfortunately, I'm very dissatisfied with the way this aspect has been handled. Now efforts are being made, advertisements are coming out, but this process should have started 2 months back. Training of service provider in the marketplace, that is chartered accountant, company secretaries, legal counsels, accountants, facilitators, all those. It may increase selling prices initially. It may, but in the long run, prices will certainly go down. And the future I look at, transparent uniform taxation regimen, politically insulated. With this council in place, no question of any, this one. Because the states are from CPM, from TMC, from BJP, from Congress, everybody is a king. Everybody has equal vote. So it will become totally politically insulated, broadens taxpayer, which will lead to huge buoyancy in revenues both in center and state, huge reduction in tax burden over time. Tax will start going down. Taxes will, as the buoyancy comes in, taxes will start going down. And this will certainly percolate to income tax as well. I see it that this will certainly happen over a period of time. And this will lead to single and lower tax regimens, digitization and e-payment revolution. Personally, I find this totally gelling with demonetization. Aim of demonetization was that we should go for e-payment revolution, digitization, and this is going to be the requirement. Everybody has to move to this, can't be helped. And fortunately now today, smart mobiles are handling everything. And drastically reduce inefficiencies in logistics sector. Now this is going to be, first revolution in logistics sector was, which one? When we built the quadrilateral. Somebody at that time, I remember, had mentioned that the fuel consumption of about 50,000 crore those days was being wasted. Now efficient roads have come in and we are consuming less. Now this, my niece's husband is set up that Rivago, and their concept is that the driver leaves at 8 o'clock in the morning, drives for 4 hours, stops the truck at a warehouse place, and from there another set of driver takes over the vehicle, and this guy comes back home. 8 hours job. In 8 hours he's back at home. This is what is being conceptualized. Imagine this. And the guys used to move for 24 hours, 48 hours. They were used to, all kinds of problems were there with the drivers. Started with drinking and all those things. Those will totally go away and total control. So this particular industry or this particular this one element is going to see huge sea change in the country. Demand for hardware will go up. Skilled labor will go up. Demand for handling these, huge opportunity for trainers, entrepreneurs, accountants, CAs, simple to implement processes, and standardization will boost the confidence. And finally, it should help make in India, as it is going to help the demonetization effort. Here, this also is going to be helped. This is the total picture. This one system is connected to taxpayer, tax return preparers, state tax authorities, CBEC, app providers. Then you have, this one is, I can't read it, PAN, go this one. And then you have banks, and then you have, over the banks, you have RBI, and then you have GST Council, and then you have Accountant General who will bring in the audit, and then you have GSTN, and help desk, and facility provider, and the taxpayer. Everybody is coming on board in a single system. this is going to be the power of this GST. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chawla, that was the bureaucrat's perspective you heard, and an excellent presentation, I would say. Governance, GSTN, the app which has been operational yesterday by the finance minister, the project cost being same all over wherever you go, and you've heard all that. We are short of time. I told you everybody wanted 3 hours each, and after the bureaucrat's perspective, let's have what the practicing chartered accountants have to say. And at the macro level, I'll first request Mr. Sushil Agarwal. A big hand for him, please.
Thank you, Ajay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Friends,
Good evening. Good evening.
So, friends, we have already had a fair view of GST, and I think seeing the number of persons here, I think more important is that we come to queries part, because I believe each one of us is having at least 2 or 3 queries with us. So I think that's a better way of handling it. And since Ajay is sponsoring part of the entire event, let me first warn Ajay only that the GST on advocates is going to be a nightmare, because as advocates are probably in the mode that they would be under reverse charge category, but this is applicable only when they are representing before a court of law. So if you are a firm, if you are an individual, if you are a senior advocate representing before the court, then the reverse charge is applicable. But if you are advising a client, the reverse charge is not applicable, forward charge will apply. So, and most of the advocates are not aware of this.
I am withdrawing from the further.
So friends, there are going to be surprises. We have our dear friend Rakesh here. He is an author. So he has to, whatever he writes in a book has to be very authentic and has to be very specific. So there are practical aspects also of the transaction, which of course we can together resolve. So I think we can have a few words from Rakesh first, and then we can directly come to queries. We can together handle them, and we can preferably take it industry-wise. That would be a better course. No, because as Naveen has a tobacco industry related issue, and Sarunja ji has specific instruments related issues, and our Dilip ji has medical equipment related issues. Sanjay has interior decoration issues, maybe some job works and consultants and rest of the things. So let us take one category at a time, so that at least those issues are resolved, because repetitive questions would not come in that case. So I think if you
that
permit
appears
me,
to be
yes.
the general mood of the house also.
Perfect.
So thank you very much, Sushil. And, without wasting any time, Rakesh, please.
We are coming to the queries, or?
But as an author, they want to hear
some
some.
chance to raise my own queries. Because presently we are having so many queries, we ourselves, or to talk about other queries. So friends, we have looked as Ajay said, that bureaucrats aspect. We'll go a little bit at. First of all, let me understand how many of us have read this GST. All.
All is not possible, but
No, all. So somebody.
No, we have advocates. I have not read it.
It is also applicable to the managers.
I'm charging it. That's it.
No. The way you are charging is not enough.
Okay.
How you are charging is more enough.
राकेश अगर हम ही पढ़ लेंगे तो why are we sitting here?
So the thing is, it will start from the date of invoice. Okay, and we are not there at the time when you are raising the invoice. And once the wrong has been done, we will not be able to cover it up. So it is everybody's baby. It is not our baby. Chartered accountant, as he has said, a chartered accountant company secretary, they will not do anything, but to just warn you that you don't do that. But you must be aware of the what type of warning you must have. Because it will start. You have to raise the invoice. Let me discuss only the practical aspect. First of all, I have to make the purchases. Okay. Now, on those purchases, which taxes to be levied, I have to see. At that time, no CA, no company secretary would be there. No professional is there. Maybe your accountant, maybe your CA. You should be aware. Then you have to raise the invoice. At the time of raising of the invoice, you must be aware what is the rate of tax, what is the HSN number, and whether you have to charge IGST or the local GST. Local, then again two parts, CGST or SGST. So, who has to aware? We can't say that my junior fellow is aware, and if something wrong has been done, supposing, just take the illustration. If you have got your office in, say, I am a chartered accountant, let me take my own illustration. So I have to raise a bill upon somebody, and the fellow comes from, say, Noida. I am Delhi. So I have to decide whether I have to charge IGST or the CGST plus SGST. I will say the combo for the sake of the brevity. So I have to decide whether I will charge I or combo. If I charge I instead of combo or vice versa, what would happen? I have to first pay the incorrect one and claim the refund what I have paid incorrectly. So what would happen? So supposing your boy has done that. So शाम को तो ये बोलेगा सर पैसा चाहिए आप 2 करोड़ रुपए पैसा 1 करोड़ जितना whatever your size of the business is. So we have to take care of those aspects as well. First of all, we have to understand what is the interstate supply, what is the local supply. जो हमारा जितना टाइम है, I am afraid that
इसी के लिए काफी नहीं
इतने में भी काफी नहीं है. So how would we justify to that? But that is the, if you look into the definitions of the local act, the central act, it starts with that intrastate transaction would be subject to the CGST or SGST, and interstate transaction would be subject to IGST. So what is this intrastate or interstate? Have we understood that? Sir, central से हम 56 से आज तक नहीं समझ पाए. So this is that aspect. So nobody is aware whether when I am making the local sale, counter sale, whether to charge IGST or C combo. On daily basis we are raising this query. Yes sir, मेरे तो राकेश जी, मेरी टेबल पे कोई आता है काउंटर पे और he says that I come from Noida. Should I charge combo or I? This is a biggest question.
I.
It should be. What is the confusion? See, the interstate is language. Unless the government is planning in such a way to misinterpret it.
The thing is,
उनका आंसर अभी बताएंगे.
The thing is, more you listen, more you will be confused. Less you listen, less confusion.
He's building the momentum, you know.
This is basically problem. Okay, हम जो है मैं और सुशील डिस्कस करते हैं, कभी राकेश भी डिस्कस करते हैं, तो हम तीन की ओपिनियन नहीं मिलते हैं.
अरे मैं डरा मत है.
Sir, the purpose is that we must be afraid. We should not take. Sorry sir, मैं मेरा काम डराने का है.
अच्छा, इसका मतलब आप डराओगे वो बचाएगा सुशील.
कोई भी नहीं बचाएगा सर. आप अपने आप को बचाओ.
Let me interfere. We had a seminar together, and that was maybe a month ago. And when GST had yet to come, more than a month ago, GST had yet to come, and people were very cool and casual in that gathering, and they were absolutely not bothered. I mean, one nation, one tax means everything is better than what is existing. So we had a system which was a complicated system. We now have a system which is going to be a simpler system. So in any case, it has to be better than what we have. So if that is the approach, then why worry? That was the gathering and that was the discussion. And when we started with the problem part of it, then it was almost terrific, almost terrifying. So anyway, even if it is terrific, it was quite terrifying. So, खैर मैं समझता हूँ राकेश, let us not come to that part and
Not that way.
आज तुम दोनों घर नहीं जाओगे, किसी ने छोड़ना नहीं।
सर आपने 7:30 बोल दिया, हम क्या
नहीं यहाँ से निकाल रहे हैं।
हमारी तो पूरी कोशिश थी यहीं पे 10 बजाते हैं। सर एक जैसे हम ना हम लोग तो म्यूजिक जैसा होता है जैसे सिंगर वगैरह की तरह भाई मौका मिलना चाहिए। अच्छा ये ऑल आर आवर ओल्ड फ्रेंड्स, ठीक है, बेस्ट चांस वी कुड
नहीं अभी हमारी पर्सनल जयंती बनाने में
डराने में नहीं सर, डरने वाली बात नहीं। डरना इसलिए है कि वी मस्ट बी अवेयर।
What's the answer to the question?
क्वेश्चन का आंसर तो सभी देंगे ना।
For the question which you have, there is more important.
First of all, we have to be very, very careful. It is not that simple. That it is a total change. If government has to issue too many notification in last 10 days, there were problems. If we read the newspaper and find that exporters are not able to do the exports, then there would have been some problem. If GTA, if transporter is not taking my goods from one place to another, there would have been certain problem. So government is addressing those problems. I am not saying the government is not addressing, but to the extent of my business, I must be aware. तो अभी हम उतने उस एक्सटेंट तक पे जाने से पहले let us first understand what is the key changes. In 5 or 10 minutes, let's look into the key changes for which we must be very, very careful. First of all, we understood that if it is a local supply combo, if it is a central supply, it is a IGST. If we have to talk in the simpler terms, so far as the goods are concerned, if my billing address is some other place other than my state, then it is the interstate. If billing address is the same, then it is the local. इससे simple मैं बोल नहीं सकता था सर. My role is not to clarify, but to give the answers as well. That will limited time we have. So again, similarly, we have to understand at what time, because in services, wherever it is more difficult to understand what is the interstate and intrastate. So it will take little time. So I am not.
So what is the difference? Can you repeat it?
Which one?
When you said services is
Services, they have got huge rules. उसको भी मैं simplify कर सकता हूँ. Simplify in the sense कि supposing except three circumstances, which is immobile property, right of immobile property means renting hotels, etc. Right of admission means IPL match, cricket match, and cinema hall. यहाँ जाकर भी एडमिशन टिकट होता है. एंड थर्ड वन इज सम परफॉर्मेंस बेस्ड, वो उसको आप छोड़ दीजिए, मतलब छोटी छोटी से ब्यूटी ट्रीटमेंट लाइक दैट. सो mainly in these three, if we just leave these three services, then in all other cases I have to first look into whether my recipient is a registered or not. Okay, if he is a registered, then I have to look into the TIN number of that person. If I am Delhi and I am supplying services to some other place, and that fellow is outside Delhi, then it will be interstate. He is outside Delhi means he is registered. Delhi का जो state code है, that is the 07. If we look into UP, that is 09. If we go to Haryana, it is 066. It is uniform. So far as all the 32 states are having their own code. So whenever I will be raising bill to my 07, then it will be interstate. Other than 07,
all interstate.
So this is the first principle. The second principle is the same line. If my recipient is not registered, every time it is not registered. If he is not registered and I have got the address on record of that fellow, then based upon address of record, this I or combo will be decided. If that address is outside Delhi, then I. And if third one is the walk-in customer, I am talking about services, not the goods. If it is a walk-in customer, where I don't have the TIN, my recipient does not have the TIN, and my recipient, I don't have the address on record of my recipient. In that case, my address, in all that cases, those cases, only C plus combo will be charged. Local. This is the general. Exception, main exception is the immobile property. Immobile property में अगर हम, if we talk about the hotels, in all the cases there would be combo C plus S wherever the hotel is located. If we go to Noida, then UPGST. If we go to HP, then HPGST. There would be no concept of IGST. So this is the first aspect where we say that it is not a one nation one tax. Because supposing my marketing team is going outside Delhi, it is going Kerala, it is going so and so, and wherever they go, they will be subjected to the local tax. And if I am not registered there, what would happen? What is the mechanism of credit? Credit is mechanism. Suppose I am registered in Delhi, I have got my tin. मेरा tin कैसा होगा? My tin would be 07 plus 10. This is my tin number. बाद के तीन digits को एक मिनट के लिए छोड़ दे, ignore कर सकते हैं. So this is my tin. If I go to outside Delhi, say for a stay for business purpose, I am not talking about the personal visa. So in that case, what will happen? He will charge. He has no option but to charge C plus S combo. And if that combo is there, combo means it is the intra-state supply in Kerala. He cannot write my 07. 07 for him is outside the state. Okay, so this at that time it becomes my cost. So we have to be
full part or half?
Fully both, because in that case, supposing the hotel rent is say 10,000, he will charge 18% and total 900 is the CGST, 900 is the SGST. Supposing Kerala GST, in that case both these parts would become my cost and I will not get any credit either of the SGST or the CGST which is charged in Kerala at Delhi.
But I'll have to pay RCM on that.
RCM to baat nahi hai. RCM to hotel, I am assuming that hotel is registered. If hotel is not registered, then RCM will be there.
If you book through any Goa ABO or Make My Trip centrally located online, then the same.
Sir, we planning to planning के लिए ये जगह छोटी है.
What about immovable property income? Immovable.
अच्छा, the second one is again the immovable property. Basically, they have said that if the location of supplier, who is the supplier, I am aware, and place of supply both are in the same state, then it is the intra-state, different state, then IGST. In case of immovable property, place of supply is the place where property is located. Hotel के केस में क्या होता है? Since the location of supplier and place of property both are coinciding, therefore it will always charge C plus. Supposing not take the renting case, renting of immovable property. ये भी बहुत जगह पे केस होता है. Suppose I am Delhi, I have got my property in Gurgaon, where I am not registered. I may be registered in Delhi or I might not be registered in Delhi. Supposing there are two possibilities. I am a businessman in Delhi or I am a salaried class in Delhi, residing in Delhi, and my property is in Gurgaon. What should I do? Here the location of supplier is what? Delhi. Where is the property? Haryana. Haryana means place of supply is Haryana. So both are in different state. Then there is no option but to charge. No. IGST. Different state. Okay, na? अब अगर if I was registered in Delhi, businessman, it is okay. If I am a salaried class, अजय बाबू है salaried class है, property मतलब salaried class मतलब whosoever may be, कंपनी में CFO हो सकते हैं, CEO हो सकते हैं, he has got his property in ये से हरियाणा, और अगर ऐसे में अगर ऐसा फंस जाए बात, what would happen? He will charge IGST, and interestingly there is no threshold limit for the IGST. Threshold limit is there only for local. Central is 0. तो इस केस में इनके पास दो ही ऑप्शन है, या तो रजिस्टर्ड हो जाए, IGST लगाए, या फिर अपना रेजिडेंस शिफ्ट करके दूसरी जगह चले जाए, हरियाणा चले जाए. बेटर वुड बी दैट. हो सकता है कोई बुराई ना हो. This is it.
Can you change from one state to the other?
रेजिडेंस करने में क्या नियम बना थोड़ा ना कोई.
Suppose I have properties in 3 states.
तीन जगह रेजिडेंस तो ले लेंगे.
Mobile residence. Mobile.
उसके तो आप कॉम्प्लिकेट कर रहे हो.
You said threshold limit is not applicable to.
Threshold limit is applicable 20 lakhs. Threshold limit is 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs for the Himalayan states. It is not applicable for
Interested.
अभी भी नहीं है सर. इंटरेस्ट सेल करते हैं तो there is no threshold limit. It is for the locals. So हमें सबसे पहला प्रिकॉशन तो ये लेना है कि वेदर इट इज इंटरेस्टेड और इंटरेस्ट।
सर बाय सेइंग दैट देयर इज
सर सर्विस टैक्स में 10 लाख की तो है,
अगर किसी का 10,000 रुपए साल का रेंट है,
दूसरी साइड की बात है, गुड्स
अगर 10 रुपए रेंट है साल का, so he has to charge like
वो
this.
20 होगा इंटरेस्ट रेट
कमर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी रेजिडेंशियल की बात
आई
नहीं,
एम सिटिंग एंड प्रोवाइडिंग अ सर्विस
रेजिडेंशियल प्रॉपर्टी इज एग्जाम्प्ट, कमर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी की बात हो रही है। ओके ठीक है सर।
Sir, can I just interrupt you? You said threshold limit is not applicable to interstate. I'm talking about the service tax, current regime or pre-June 30th June. If I provide a service from Delhi to Bombay, to a person in Bombay, then up to 10 lakhs, there is no service.
See, वो question खत्म हो गया
सर
because
मैं आ रहा हूँ उस बात
that was
what is the
service
why this has happened? Because earlier in the service tax there was concept of centralized registration, and that was a single act. Here we don't have a single act. We have the state specific acts. Are you aware how many acts we have in GST regime? 37. So how these 37 figure है, maybe 36, इतना ही फर्क हो सकता है. So there are 29 states plus 2 UT with legislation like Delhi and Pondicherry, 31, and then IGST, then compensation cess, then UTGST, तो कितना हो गया? 37 ही होगा सर. तो उस केस में what would happen? So and I have to comply in these respective state. If I am making supply from Delhi, and if my say accountant pays wrongly tax in UP, सर दिल्ली में दोबारा से पे करना पड़ेगा, यूपी का रिफंड मांगेगा. उस एक्सटेंट तक बात है. और रेट अब बढ़ गए हैं. रेट सब कितने हैं? रेट को 12.5 वाले नहीं है रेट. अब रेट 28% वाले. वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. आपको अपने डैशबोर्ड पर ये हिसाब देखना पड़ेगा वेदर माई दैट फेलो इज पेइंग करेक्टली और नॉट. आईटी की जरूरत यहीं पे पड़ रही है. बिकॉज क्या होगा कि अगर अकाउंटेंट ने गलती से, बिकॉज यू हैव मल्टीपल ऑफिसेस में दिल्ली की जगह अगर यूपी में जमा हो गया तो व्हाट वुड हैपन? इन यूपी विल क्लेम रिफंड. लेकिन फॉर द टाइमिंग अगर आपको दिल्ली कंप्लायंस करने सर वो मैं पसंद कह रहा है कि आपको टैक्स के पैसे तो दे दो 10 लाख रुपए या 1 करोड़ व्हाटएवर द फिगर मे बी, बिकॉज दैट पुअर बायर और वी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट डोंट हैव सो मच मनी टू पे योर टैक्सेस. अगर आपने गलत पे हो गया गलती से क्या होगा? व्हाट वुड हैपन? सर यूनिफॉर्मिटी के कुछ नुकसान भी है. सॉफ्टवेयर तो सर लॉग इन करके गलती से गलती तो एक्सेप्ट करके सभी कुछ हो जाती है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू whenever we are doing the multiple states, we have to be very very careful that it must be, first we have to ascertain whether it is interstate, intrastate, then second we have to ascertain whether which is the correct state. And this is the first part. The second part, sir कितनी देर में खत्म करूं? 5 मिनट.
I think the question answers have already started.
I think industry wise
इंडस्ट्री वाइज इसको छोड़ दें. इसको छोड़ दें.
I think you're on the right track. Yeah.
Actually, this can go on for 2 hours also. We would not see. Idea is we have to cover what is specifically required.
First question that you
The things which are common to all
Actually,
industries.
common to all ठीक है, but question is that these are parts where you have to be cautious.
देखिए
कंसेप्ट की क्वालिटी
जो मेरा
कॉन्सेप्ट्स तो जरूरी है.
Let's leave it to him.
देखिए मेरा एक व्यू उसमें ये भी है कि अगर हम क्वेश्चन आंसर वी आर ऑलमोस्ट 40-50% अगर हम क्वेश्चन आंसर लेते हैं तो हम सिर्फ 10 जनों के लिए बात करते हैं, और हम जनरल बात करते हैं तो फिर वो सब 50 के लिए है. तो दिस कॉल वी हैव टू टेक. मुझे 10 मिनट के बाद स्पेसिफिकली 10 मिनट आप मुझे, क्योंकि ये पहले वाला. अच्छा, दूसरा सेकंड प्रिकॉशन व्हाट वी हैव टू टेक इज इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द जो जनरली हम प्रिकॉशंस की बात कर रहे हैं कि वट एवर वी आर परचेजिंग इन दैट केस वी हैव व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस वी हैव टू टेक. देयर इज अ न्यू कंसेप्ट ऑफ द रिवर्स चार्ज व्हिच वाज नॉट देयर अर्लियर. ओके, whenever you are buying, there is a 11 specified categories जो पहले सर्विस टैक्स में भी थी अब भी है, where at the time of procurement like GTA, advocate, director fees और foreign directory like that कि आपको रिवर्स चार्ज में टैक्स पे करना होता है. अब इसमें एक और ऐड हो गई है, that is if a registered person is buying goods or services from unregistered person, then he has to pay tax on reverse charge basis, pay to the government and claim credit if available. सर इसमें आप देखें कि क्या क्या कैटेगरी आ सकती है. जस्ट इमेजिन, यू जस्ट गो इनटू, बिकॉज इट विल कम if we take what we are talking about, we are procuring goods or services from unregistered person. This unregistered person means the person who is not on my roll, employment roll. All remaining are unregistered person. Maybe is piece rate supplier, maybe dehadi mazdoor, maybe loading and unloading person, maybe my chartered accountant who is not registered, maybe my wife to whom I am paying the rent and she is not registered. कुछ भी हो सकता है सर.
चाय वाला जो
सर चाय वाले तक के लिए तो 5,000 की बेसिक assumption दे दी है.
5,000 की सिर्फ एक डे में है ना exemption.
बहुत है सर.
Sir, but that is not only for chai wala, so all cumulative. It's a cumulative exemption of 5,000.
Sir, I do agree.
सर महीने का 1.5 लाख खर्चा डाल लोगे.
नहीं
सर आप समझ नहीं रहे.
मैं समझता हूँ. ये
अच्छा, इसमें आप एक चीज, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, ये जो है 5,000 की जो लिमिट आपने बात की, वो 25 से मल्टीप्लाई करनी है, नंबर ऑफ वर्किंग डेज है 30 से मल्टीप्लाई.
सर
कन्वर्जन टेबल.
एक बात सुनिए सर, हमारी जो सर्विस टैक्स की रिटर्न जो एक्सटेंड हुई है, कौन सी डेट को एक्सटेंड हुई है आपको पता है?
15 अगस्त.
तो अब गवर्नमेंट क्या एक्सपेक्ट करती है कि यू आर वर्किंग ऑन नेशनल हॉलीडेज आल्सो. तो टॉक अबाउट सैटरडे
30 से मल्टीप्लाई करनी है, 31 से करनी है.
365 से करिए पूरे. लीव ईयर है तो 366. ठीक है, तो इसमें वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल. देखिए दिस 5,000 लिमिट per day per whether from one person or more which has been given, it is a big limit for the smaller type of dealers, you can say. But so far as big MNCs, if you talk about Hindustan Lever, you talk about the Cadbury, you talk about the Red Bull, will say सर 20 आदमी मेरे रोज दिल्ली में घूम रहे हैं मार्केटिंग में, तो उनको क्या बोलूँ, 100 रुपए की लिमिट पर हेड बोल दूँ, ऐसी कुछ बोलेगा ना. 5,000 रुपीज पर डे एंड हिज 20 persons are roaming in the marketing team. In that case 5,000 is nothing, है ना. एंड अगर मैं सपोज मैं वन मैन शो हूँ, 4 स्टाफ है मेरा, 1 ऑफिस, एंड दिस 5,000 would be more than enough. It will be too enough to make all these type of the payment. So we have to be very very careful about this reverse charge. This reverse charge is not difficult.
तो ये 5,000 की लिमिट जो है एक्सपेंसेस के लिए, अनरजिस्टर्ड डीलर्स के लिए तो है जिससे हम माल खरीद रहे हैं.
इसमें जो प्रिकॉशंस लेना है सर, इसमें एक प्रिकॉशन तो ये है कि इट इज नॉट द अनरजिस्टर्ड पर्सन, इट इज द अनरजिस्टर्ड सप्लायर. सपोजिंग आई गो टू तनिष्क, कि मेरी पुरानी ज्वेलरी, तो विल ही बी लायबल टू पे रिवर्स चार्ज? Answer is no, because I am not into the business of sale and purchase of jewelry. I am an individual. So this limit is for the supplier, and supplier includes all types of whosoever is supplying. If somebody is not supplying, is an individual, कि मैं अपनी गाड़ी बेचने जाता हूँ, पुरानी कार बेचता हूँ, नई कार मतलब, will I be liable for the reverse charge? Answer is again no, because I am not into the business of sale and purchase of the car. Had I been engaged, then position would have been different. So दिस रिवर्स चार्ज वी हैव टू टेक केयर. इसका हमें क्रेडिट मिलेगा. क्रेडिट वी आर अवेयर, क्रेडिट खाने पीने वाली जो लिमिट यूज करनी है ना, जो 5,000 वाली, दिस यूटिलाइज ओनली फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ छोला भटूरा, नॉट बिकॉज इनका हमें क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता है. क्योंकि इफ वी पे द रिवर्स चार्ज, आई मस्ट बी एक्सपेक्टिंग द क्रेडिट एज वेल. तो जो 5,000 की लिमिट है वो उसके लिए छोड़ दीजिए, बिकॉज कैटरिंग और फूडिंग पर क्रेडिट नहीं है. तो दिस इज द सेकंड पार्ट वी हैव टू टेक केयर, दैट इज द रिवर्स चार्ज.
इस पर आरसीएल नहीं देना है,
किस पर नहीं देना?
देना
सर मिलेगा तो है, अगर 5,000 के अंदर है तो.
अगर 5,000 से ज्यादा है तो
देना पड़ेगा.
देना है, लेकिन क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा.
क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा सर. मैक्सिमम यू हैव टू ट्राई दैट यू डील ओनली विद द रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन. दिस इज फॉर द ओकेजनल ट्रांजैक्शन, कि आप कभी आप कर जाते हो, पता नहीं चलता है कि मार्केट में आप कहीं पे. जी सर.
सर आप कहा कि रजिस्टर से हमेशा डील करिए आप. मेरा आपसे कोशिश करिए. अब आई एम टू बिजनेस ऑफ साइंटिफिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. मेरे कई छोटे मोटे सप्लायर्स भी हैं जिनका पहले मुझे वैट के अंदर दिक्कत आती थी. अब मेरी कोशिश तो ये रहेगी कि वो छोटे मोटे जो सप्लायर्स हैं उनका मैं रिवर्स मैकेनिज्म में पैसा दे दूं कि ताकि क्योंकि उनका मेरे को क्रेडिट मिल जाएगा, रिवर्स के अंदर मेरे को क्रेडिट मिलेगा उसका। अगर मैं वो छोटे मोटे को जो है उनको बोलूंगा नहीं तो अपने आप को रजिस्टर करा, मैं रजिस्टर से दूसरी तरफ जाऊंगा।
ऐसे केसेस बहुत कम है, ऐसे केसेस बहुत कम है। ये जो आप एडवाइस दे रहे हो ये हम भी एडवाइस देते हैं। ये मुझे अगर मालूम है जॉब वर्कर हूँ, अगर इफ आई एम से तनिष्क एंड आई एम डूइंग विद सम जॉब वर्कर, तो मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि जॉब वर्कर का टैक्स मैं ही पे कर दूं, उसका क्रेडिट ले लूं, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अवेयर वेदर दैट जॉब वर्कर विल पे टैक्स और दैट इज ट्रू। पर ये चीज हमें केस टू केस बेसिस पे देखनी है, इट कैन नॉट बी जनरलाइज्ड, कैन नॉट बी। तो इससे अगला प्रिकॉशन क्या है, मुझे नेक्स्ट पे आ रहे हैं ताकि सो दैट कि ऑल द प्रिकॉशंस, हम इसी वाले पॉइंट पर आ जाते हैं, इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट। इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट में मुझे प्रिकॉशन लेना है कि माई सप्लायर शुड पे द आउटपुट टैक्स, बिकॉज ही विल फिल हिज सप्लाई रिटर्न एंड बेस्ड अपॉन दैट सप्लाई रिटर्न दैट विल बिकम माई परचेज। दिस इज नॉट एनफ. Ultimately taxes must be paid to the government. If the taxes are not paid to the government, it becomes my own cost. Mind it that now the rates are not 12.5%, these are the 28%. अगर 1-2 करोड़ की ट्रांजेक्शन कर दिया तो फिगर बहुत बड़ी हो जाएगी। मैं एक और इसके साथ में आपको फॉर द टाइम बिंग गवर्नमेंट हैज गिवन द रिलैक्सेशन फॉर 2 months, okay, that you can file the main return after 2 months. What would happen? Supposing I have made purchases of 3 crores or 2 crores on which tax is leviable at 28%, and in these 2 months, because in these 2 months there is no matching, and after 2 months that fellow has to pay 56 lakhs. सर टेम्पटेशन तो होगी, पे तक पे करेगा नहीं करेगा, दिक्कत होगी जिसमें उसको 58 लाख पे करना पड़ेगा ना। टैक्सेस हर किसी को भी पे करने पड़े, हमें भी अपना है सर्विस टैक्सेस जब मंथ के एंड में पे करने पड़ते हैं ना, तो एक बारी थोड़ी सी दिक्कत तो आती है। सो you have to be very very careful that my supplier must pay the tax. What action, what precaution you have to take, you have to decide. People are taking their own methods. First of all, they say that I will not pay the amount of tax till you pay. This is the one of the aspect. Supposing he is in the dominant position, doesn't agree, then I would say that take interest for this 20-25 days and I will hold the money. You can also do that. भाई सीसी आपका जो इंटरेस्ट है, मान लो 24% का भी हम लेकर के चलते हैं, भाई 24 दिन के बाद मैं पैसा दूंगा, 24 दिन के बाद मैं 24% ऐड करके दूंगा, पर दूंगा 24 दिन के बाद ही।
इस पे भी तो जीएसटी लगेगा, इंटरेस्ट पे भी तो जीएसटी।
वो डायरेक्ट पेमेंट की बात है, ये कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल पेमेंट।
सर लेकिन अगर उसने मेरे से ले लिया जीएसटी और जमा नहीं कराया सरकार को,
मैं लायबल उसके लिए।
तो
नहीं
जमा करवाया ना करवाया मैं
आपकी लायबिलिटी आता है, वही तो कह रहे हैं उसकी
वही तो मैं समझा रहा हूं।
जो क्रिमिनल प्रोविजंस हैं तो उसके ऊपर भी तो डंडा है कि नहीं है कोई?
जब डंडा उसके तो बाद में बात की बात है, पहला मेरे ऊपर है। सर चीज ये है भाई साहब कि गवर्नमेंट को जिस समय मेरे से पैसा मिल जाएगा तो पता नहीं उससे रिकवर करेंगे भी नहीं करेंगे। You never know कि they will recover or not recover because ultimately they have got the money.
मतलब अपने सप्लायर्स को खींच के रखो,
अपने आप के लिए उसका पैसा रिटेन करना है, बैंक गारंटी लेनी है, रिटेंशन मनी चाहिए, जो कुछ भी चाहिए। कुछ यहाँ पे सप्लायर भी होंगे जो हम उल्टा बोल रहे हैं।
सारे सप्लायर
हमारे कोई सप्लायर है, आप भी तो आगे किसी के सप्लायर
हैं। एक और जो इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है, वो सबसे बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है, दैट इज दी योर इफ वी आर हैविंग द मल्टीपल लोकेशन ऑफिसेस, दिल्ली में है, अकेले में है, किसी गुड़गांव में है, नो प्रॉब्लम। इफ यू हैव गॉट मल्टीपल ऑफिसेस, then all these offices would be treated as distinct person, separate person. Even if you are transferring from Delhi to Gurgaon, you have to charge tax.
But Delhi to Delhi is no problem.
Delhi to Delhi is not problem. मैं जो हाँ
किसी का
अगर मान लो किसी का एक ही दिल्ली में ऑफिस है, उसके लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, दिल्ली की दिल्ली में ट्रांसफर कर रहा है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। बट इफ आई एम ट्रांसफरिंग, यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल फॉर दिस टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन। एक इलस्ट्रेशन के साथ मैं आपके साथ चलता हूँ सर, कि सपोजिंग आई हैव गॉट माई ऑफिस इन दिल्ली, ओके, मुझे एक ऑर्डर मिलता है गुड़गांव से कि सर मुझे आप 500 पीसेस मोबाइल के सप्लाई कर दीजिए, ओके, दिस ऑर्डर इज टू मी इन दिल्ली। फैब्रिकेट करने की ट्रांजैक्शन की बात नहीं कर रहा सर, मैं फैक्ट्स मेरे ही रहेंगे, ठीक है, इसको बीच में चेंज मत करना। मैं अपनी गुड़गांव ब्रांच को बोलता हूँ, आई हैव गॉट माई अनदर ब्रांच इन गुड़गांव, ऑर्डर मुझे कहाँ से आया, गुड़गांव में, मैं उसको कहता हूँ ये 500 पीसेस तुम उसको सप्लाई कर दो, व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ दिस ट्रांजेक्शन। ये हम समझ जाएंगे ना तो हम इसकी सारी कंसेप्ट समझ जाएंगे और IGST मैकेनिज्म भी समझ जाएंगे। I am registered in Delhi as well as गुड़गांव। मेरा दिल्ली में भी स्टोर है, मेरा गुड़गांव में भी स्टोर है। ये गुड़गांव से मेरे पास ऑर्डर आता है कि मुझे 500 पीसेस मोबाइल से सप्लाई कर दीजिए, क्योंकि मेरा गुड़गांव तो बहुत पास में, मैं थोड़ा दूर कर लेता हूँ। केरला से ऑर्डर आता है, केरला में ही मैं वहीं से बोल देता हूँ, यहाँ पर तो बहुत पास है ना, भेजना भी आसान है। केरला में ही मैं अपने ऑफिस को बोल देता हूँ कि भाई से 500 पीसेस सप्लाई कर दो। व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन? हियर देयर वुड बी 2 ट्रांजैक्शन because my branch is treated as a distinct person. This is as if I am placing an order to somebody else. अगर मैं अपनी ब्रांच को राकेश गर्ग को ऑर्डर देने की बजाय मिस्टर संजीव बंसल को वहां पे ऑर्डर देता तो जो ट्रीटमेंट होता वो इस ट्रांजैक्शन का ट्रीटमेंट होगा। मीनिंग देयर वाई देयर वुड बी 2 सप्लाई, फर्स्ट फ्रॉम केरल टू मी, केरल में मेरी ब्रांच है, केरल टू मी सर, एंड सेकंड सप्लाई वुड बी मी टू ABC केरल। दोनों केसेस में बिलिंग एड्रेस डिफरेंट हो गया। अब पुरानी कंसेप्ट के साथ चले, बिल टू शिप तो हो गया, बट देयर वुड बी 2 सप्लाईज।
सर अगर स्टॉक पड़ा है केरल में ही, तो आपने बोल दिया, उसने वहां से बिल करके उसको दे दिया।
सर ये आपने नहीं बताया, ये स्टॉक का पड़ा, ये नहीं बताया, ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट।
स्टॉक तो केरला में ही था ना, यहाँ से तो मैं केरला में बोलते क्यों?
बिल कौन कर रहा है?
सर बिल तो मैं ही करूंगा जब मेरे पास ऑर्डर आया तो।
सर आपकी ब्रांच वहां पे बिल नहीं करेगी।
मुझे पता था अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट। मैं आपको फैक्ट्स को चेंज करने को नहीं बोल रहा।
I'm sorry for this interruption. The problem whenever Rajiv Khurana is one of the persons hosting an event, the main problem is you have to start on time, you have to end on time, and we are short of time. And therefore, a suggestion has come that if you people want, we can organize a full day or a half day event on GST. And it can be industry specific or whatever. The advocates part I'll take care of, but it has to be either sponsored or subsidized. So likely dates which I have got are 31st of July and 1st of August. So we'll make a choice on that. And please to conclude in time, let us go by the way Rakesh wants to, please.
ठीक है जी, but Rakesh bhai, you started with one question. You said if a chartered accountant is located in Delhi and the client comes from Noida, that question mark is still
IGST लगेगा।
Thank you.
IGST लगेगा। अगर वॉकिंग क्लाइंट है तो हमारे पे KYC नॉर्म्स अप्लाई होते हैं, ठीक है। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट कैन नॉट से दैट आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट। Who is it? Who the accountant? So we are not supplying the service.
Goods, what will happen?
सर गुड्स के केसेस में मैं आता हूँ। पहले आप उस कंसेप्ट को समझ गए सर?
नहीं बताऊं
उसका
You have solution नहीं है। केरला में आपको पता है, दिल्ली ने केरला भी किया।
You are talking of multiple offices, one in Delhi and the other is in Kerala. Where you have a branch office, for example. My question to you is, I have a cinema hall in Varanasi. I own a cinema hall in Varanasi. My supply is from Delhi because the distributors are based in Delhi. I have an office in Delhi for negotiating the terms or for accounting purposes. Does this amount to 2 supplies?
In that case, because you are registered, these I suppose these goods are required for your Varanasi cinema.
We are in service industry. We are put into a service.
Exhibitors.
Yeah.
Now these services are required for your
Varanasi.
Then why should you place the order from Delhi? You should, because
No, I am I am here because we need an office in here, Delhi, to sign the agreement, for example, or for just to keep get the invoices from him and.
देखिए
You don't have a registration number in Delhi.
No, we have a registration number in Varanasi.
सिनेमा हॉल वहाँ पे रजिस्टर्ड तो है, वो वाली बात। देखिए, I must say that the GST would require a discipline. It not only say that it is a tax reform, it is a business reform. I have to be very very careful at the time of inception of the transaction itself. ये जो मैंने पिछला जो आपको illustration दिया, इसके आंसर तो मुझे भी पता है, इसके solutions भी मुझे पता है. But if the facts remain the same, I will confuse the transaction.
If you made a mistake, you're gone.
Because I am aware that these goods are required for or services are required for my cinema hall. So if he is supplying from here and you place the order from Varanasi, what would happen? Because he would have the registration, he would have TIN number of Varanasi 09.
Yeah.
He will certainly charge IGST.
Yeah.
IGST लगाएगा वहाँ पे आप क्रेडिट ले लोगे. लेकिन आपने देखिए इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट का एक और फंडा हम समझ लेना चाहिए बॉस. ये एक और चीज आप समझ लीजिए. अगर मैं आपकी ट्रांजैक्शन को इसी तरह से चला गया, मैंने दिल्ली से ऑर्डर प्लेस करा, दिल्ली पे उसने मुझे बिल कर दिया. सुनिए सर, सुनिए, दिल्ली पे उसने मुझे बिल कर दिया उसने. देखिए अगर यूपी में कर देगा बाकी खत्म होगी ना.
वही करेगा.
एज्यूम करो कि दिल्ली में कर दिया. एज्यूम करो दिल्ली में कर दिया. एज्यूम करो कि दिल्ली में, मैं जो कंसेप्ट कि एज्यूम करो इसका बिल दिल्ली पे कर दिया. दिल्ली में वो क्या लगाएंगे? C+S लगाएंगे. C+S इसकी कमोडिटी सर्विसेज कहाँ पे है? हरियाणा, यूपी में. इसका क्रेडिट आप दिल्ली में ले ही नहीं सकते हो.
But he can register in Delhi, get the credit and
Registered?
then transfer.
No, सर वो सेपरेट बात है. दिल्ली में नहीं ले सकते हो ना, ट्रांसफर करना पड़ेगा. अगर गुड्स होंगे तो कैसे ट्रांसफर करोगे? गुड्स होंगे तो कैसे करोगे? So credit would be taken only in that state where the output service is located. तो इसलिए जिस समय मैं प्लेसिंग ऑफ ऑर्डर पे रहूं, तो I must be very very careful that placement of the order should be from the right.
Yeah, what I mean is that the agreement for the signing the agreement.
मुझे 2 मिनट और कंक्लूड करने दो, फिर ये क्वेश्चन आंसर ही कर लेना. ठीक है सर. डिस्टिंग वाला हो गया. काउंटर सेल में, काउंटर सेल आपने पूछा था सर, किसी ने पूछा. काउंटर सेल इज अगेन गुड्स में. गुड्स में अगेन इट इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट, क्योंकि इसमें एंटायर इंडिया अफेक्टेड है. व्हाट हैज हैपेंड दैट इन रिलेशन टू सेल ऑफ गुड्स फॉर मोर देन 50,000, सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स ऑफ मोर देन 50,000, they are asking the name and address.
Per day or per month?
Per person, per bill. Per bill. अगर मेरा बिल 50,000 से ऊपर का है तो I am obliged to write the address as well along with the name. Okay sir. अब what would happen? कि अगर सपोजिंग मेरे पास पहले मैं B2C पे आने के बजाय B2B ट्रांजैक्शन को बात करते हैं. My shop is in Lodi Colony. Lodi Colony the shops कम है, करोल बाग चलते हैं. करोल बाग. My shop is in Karol Bagh, and some businessman comes to me from say Gurgaon. What would I do? क्या लगाऊंगा मैं उसको? Because he has to claim the input tax credit. He will show me his TIN number. I will charge. So B2B transaction, we are very very clear that the person comes from outside Delhi will charge.
डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड नहीं है ये.
डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड तो तभी हो गया ना.
तभी तो आई एम गिविंग माय गुड्स हियर इन दिल्ली इटसेल्फ.
सर डेस्टिनेशन ये नहीं ना. Here the goods are moving to recipient. Goods are not destination.
Even if he is taking it.
सर वो जो आप ज़्यादा लीगल में मुझे पढ़वा रहे हो. Section 10(1)(a) requires that goods can be moved either by the supplier or by recipient or any other person. Any other person, मेरा एजेंट भी हो सकता है जॉब वर्कर हो, जॉब वर्कर से मूव कर गई हो.
आपका लड़का भी रिक्शा वाला भी हो.
एनी अदर पर्सन में वो तो नहीं हो गया. मेरा लड़का हुआ या मेरा स्टाफ हुआ या, लेकिन मान लो किसी जॉब वर्कर के पास पड़ी और जॉब वर्कर से उधर पहुंच गए, मेरे एजेंट के पास है और एजेंट से पहुंच गए. सो ऑल दिस, तो दिस ऑल ट्रांजैक्शंस
परचेजर का बिल इंटरस्टेट है तो
द पर्पस इज टू गिव द क्रेडिट टू दैट फर्म. वो यहाँ पे उसको क्रेडिट तभी मिलेगा जब इस पे IGST लगा होगा. अगर CGST प्लस दिल्ली GST लगेगा तो उसको क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा. तो इसीलिए ये प्रोविजन इस तरह से बनाया. ठीक है. अब इसके बाद हम ट्रांजैक्शन को शिफ्ट करते हैं टू B2C ट्रांजैक्शन. अगेन वहां पर तो 50,000 से कम थी तो भी मुझे लिखना जरूरी था, बिकॉज ही हैज टू गेट द क्रेडिट. B2B. In case of B2C, what would happen? That even if it is more than 50,000, then I have to write the name and address. Now I am aware that particular person has come from Noida. He has not come from Delhi. Then what would I charge?
IGST.
This is the right. Reason being, एक जगह पे उन्होंने लिखा हुआ भी है कि basically it is a destination based tax. Destination क्या मतलब है? The tax must move with the purchaser. कि यहाँ से गुड़गांव गया, गुड़गांव से आगे गया. एक उन्होंने इंपोर्ट के केस में अभी कुछ दिन पहले सर्कुलर आया, वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ उन्होंने कि supposing you are importing goods, there are two scenarios that you might be registered or might not be registered. If you are registered, obviously your tin will be there. अगर आपने 06 दोगे तो हरियाणा पहुंच जाएगा, 09 बोलोगे तो यूपी पहुंच जाएगा. Supposing you are not registered, in case of import, importer is not necessary to be registered. उस केस में he has to give the.
Sorry sir, how it can be? जो import करेगा, he has to be registered with the importer, the DGFT.
सर DGFT की बात नहीं हो रही है. सर
जब आप इसके साथ रजिस्टर होगे,
सर
ये ठीक है, आईसी कोड को उन्होंने बदल दिया, आईडीएफटी
सर मैं आईसी DGFT कोड की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं जीएसटी में रजिस्ट्रेशन की बात कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं आप import कह रहे हैं कि
इंपोर्ट सपोजिंग सर एक बात सुनिए, मैं अपना घर का आई एम इंडिविजुअल, ठीक है, मैं अपना घर बनाता हूँ और घर मेरा बहुत बढ़िया जिसमें 10 करोड़ लगाता हूँ और मैं सर एंटीना के लिए कितना सामान बाहर से आया था सबको पता है. और these goods are important, these are not goods for the purpose of his मुकेश अंबानी's business, these were for personal purposes. तो पर्सनल पर्पसेस के लिए भी तो इंपोर्ट हो रहा है. मैं अपना टीवी लेकर के आ रहा हूँ तो
पर्सनल गुड भी तो लिमिट है ना.
सर कस्टम ड्यूटी लग जाएगी, मैं उसकी तो मना नहीं कर रहा. इंपोर्ट करने में बैन थोड़े ना, या इंपोर्ट करते समय मुझे जीएसटी में रजिस्ट्रेशन लेना. सर मैं बाहर से आ रहा हूँ, एज्यूम करिए, और बाहर से मैं 1 करोड़ के ज्वेलरी ले आता हूँ, ठीक है, एक बेसिक असम्पशन है, उसके ऊपर टैक्सेबल है. टैक्सेबल जब टैक्सेबल होगा तो क्या लगेगा, इसमें बीसीडी लगेगा प्लस आईजीएसटी लगेगा. आईजीएसटी डज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड कि आई शुड बी रजिस्टर्ड, ठीक है. अब जब उन्होंने आईजीएसटी लगाया, उन्होंने अब इन्होंने यहाँ बोला कि जब आईजीएसटी लगा तो अगर मैं रजिस्टर्ड हूँ, आई विल गिव द टिन नंबर दिया तो ये उस स्टेट में पहुंच जाएगा. इफ सपोजिंग द इंपोर्टर इज नॉट रजिस्टर्ड इन द जीएसटी, देन he has to give the address of that person so that this tax, this IGST component should be shifted to that place. This is the destination.
But Rakesh, I believe that is only for the apportionment between the states.
This is not the apportionment.
Because he is not going to take the credit in ITC because he is unregistered.
सर यहाँ पर ITC की बात नहीं हो रही है. यहाँ पर टैक्स के कलेक्शन को ट्रांसफर करने की बात कर रहे हैं. टैक्स यहाँ पे ITC
चार्जिंग ऑफ करेक्ट,
यहाँ पे ITC पीछे खत्म हो गया सर, वो चैप्टर खत्म हो गया.
20 लाख से ज्यादा है तो सेपरेट.
सर कंज्यूमर कोई अगर आता है उसकी बात कर रहे हैं हम. तो एक कंज्यूमर आया यहाँ से, मान लीजिए गुड़गांव से कोई आदमी आया, 1 लाख रुपए का टीवी लेके दिल्ली से चला गया. इतनी सी बात लीजिए ना. मैं भी तो मॉल, हम भी तो मॉल में जाके शॉपिंग करते हैं. किसी दूसरे मॉल में गए हम हरियाणा में, एक डीएलएफ मॉल, ये यहाँ पर जो मॉल ऑफ इंडिया में गए, नोएडा में सबसे बड़ा मॉल है.
Do I need to take some evidence that he is from
सर उसे मेरा एड्रेस लिखना है तो मुझे कुछ
address means I want to
वो आपसे आधार मांग सकता है, आपसे क्यों नहीं मांग सकता. हम तो ये एडवाइस कर रहे हैं जब आपको एड्रेस लिखना है और आपको आई और कॉम्बो में से डिसाइड करना है तो यू मस्ट टेक. मैं तो अपने सब क्लाइंट्स को ये एडवाइस किया है कि यू मस्ट टेक द एड्रेस. ऑब्वियसली कल को मेरा ऑफिसर बोल सकता है कि आई वर्सेस कॉम्बो आपने कैसे डिसाइड करा. जी बेस्ड ऑन दिस एड्रेस व्हाट इज द एविडेंस.
So if he doesn't give the evidence, then
सर थैंक यू सर. सर हमारे पास और
So what about less than 50,000?
सर नो प्रॉब्लम.
knock down
कुछ चीजों पे उन्होंने देखिए, बेसिकली दे वांट टू अचीव एटलीस्ट 95 और 98%. 2% वाली ट्रांजैक्शन अगर इधर उधर, सर उस केस में क्या होगा, दिल्ली वाले सब दिल्ली में का लगा देंगे, यूपी वाले यूपी का लगा देंगे, तो बहुत ज्यादा इधर डेस्टिनेशन बहुत ज्यादा गड़बड़ाएगा. कुछ भी आप अगर आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता तो, और 50,000 से नीचे की ट्रांजैक्शन है, आप लोकल टैक्सेस लगाइए. सर दीस आर फ्यू पॉइंट्स व्हिच आई लाइक टू शेयर. अब हम क्वेश्चन आंसर पर आ जाते हैं.
समझ जाता हूँ राकेश
जी सर.
दिस मस्ट बी कंसर्निंग एवरीवन आल्सो मे बी. एक रेस्टोरेंट में हम खाना खाने जाते हैं, वहाँ 10,000 का बिल बनता है और मेरे को वो 50% डिस्काउंट मिलता है क्योंकि मैं उसका मेंबर हूँ. तो मेरा जो जीएसटी लगेगा, जो जीएसटी लगेगा वो 10,000 पे लगेगा या 5,000 पे लगेगा.
सर जीएसटी जो लगेगा वो ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू पे लगेगा. बिल पे जो भी डिस्काउंट दिया जाएगा दैट इज अलाउड अंडर सेक्शन 15 itself.
मतलब वो 10,000 पे लगेगा जीएसटी.
5,000
पे लगेगा ना
ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू जो आपने पैसा दिया.
When are you taking us?
अरे यार परसों कल हुआ हमारे साथ.
Take us today ना, we'll get it.
आज फिर से करवाते हैं. पेमेंट बोलो हाँ. I to see what is charges and what is.
What about the service charges?
I think first a big round of applause for आप लोगों का तो मुझे पता नहीं, बट मुझे तो आज रात को नींद आएगी।
वो तो सुशील ने डरा दिया।
Now the demand is that we should go industry wise and let the questions come industry wise.
So one question which pertains to chemical industry. I am a dealer in chemical.
Yeah, please.
Right, answers have to be given by Rakesh and Sushil. Yeah, please.
I am a dealer in chemicals. And I believe the question that I am going to ask may benefit many. We have to write HSN codes of the items that we are going to sell for July onwards. There are certain items I have looked at, thoroughly. There are certain items of chemicals which are not covered or are not there in any HSN code is not there for those items. What am I supposed to do?
कितना टर्नओवर है आपका?
तो 6 डिजिट में 4 डिजिट में मिल जाएगा.
There is no item in HSN which is not classified.
Correct, I agree.
There are which is not classified.
वो others में आ जाएगा. Sir, वो others में आ जाएगा.
हाँ, others में आ जाएगा.
Others बोले तो.
Others नहीं है.
Sir, others 6 डिजिट से 4 डिजिट में जाएंगे तो others कहीं ना कहीं खत्म हो जाएगा.
There is others, sir.
हाँ, सर. 100% मिलेगा.
एक कौन थोड़ी है 1000 केमिकल है
1000 कोड है.
Sir,
now you specify your question.
Sir, अगर नहीं आपके पास 5000 हो, there is no item in HSN. HSN been designed very beautifully.
इसको फर्दर क्लैरिफाई कर देते हैं.
And इसमें कोई ऐसा आइटम नहीं है जो कि क्लासिफाइड
This is
नहीं
what I was told, but practically I am telling you.
सर एक उन्होंने जो अभी निकाला है ना एसएन कोड का ऐप निकाला है, उस ऐप में मैं साइंटिफिक में डील करता हूँ, मैंने उसमें 1-2 आइटम डाली है, उसका जवाब नहीं आया.
ऐसे नहीं आएगा जवाब, ऐसे नहीं आएगा.
ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि किस कैटेगरी में फॉल करती है.
देखिए ये HSN इंडियन नहीं है, इट इज द ग्लोबल इंटरनेशनल. प्रेजेंटली जेनेवा में उसका हेड ऑफिस है ब्रसेल्स.
बहुत पहले का है.
तो जितनी भी मैन्युफैक्चर्ड आइटम्स हैं, सबका HSN है, बट देयर आर फ्यू जिसका HSN नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर ले लेता हूँ कि अगर कोई DPB लाइसेंस ले ले, DPB लाइसेंस इज ए गुड्स बट नॉट मैन्युफैक्चर, तो उसका HSN नहीं मिलेगा. देयर माइट बी सो मैनी कि कुछ कंपोजिट है कि सपोजिंग हम सेमिनार में जाते हैं, हमें मोमेंटो मिलता है जिसमें नीचे लकड़ी का बेस है और ऊपर ब्रास है. व्हाट इज दैट? उसका आपको HSN नहीं मिलेगा. सुनिए सर, सुनिए.
नहीं, वो भी मिल जाएगा.
नहीं मिलेगा सर. आगे तो मुझे कंप्लीट तो करने दीजिए, मुझे कंप्लीट करने. अगर ऐसे कोई केसेस हैं जहाँ पे आपको HSN, ये केमिकल को तो मैं ढूंढ भी दूंगा, उसकी तो चिंता मत करिए आप. लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसे सर्कमस्टांसेस आते हैं तो 453 नंबर एंट्री है जो कि कहती है कि दोज गुड्स विच आर नॉट स्पेसिफाइड एल्सवेयर आर टैक्सेबल एट 18%. गुड्स की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. और सिमिलरली सर्विसेज में भी एंट्री है जो कहते हैं सर्विसेज नॉट स्पेसिफाइड एल्सवेयर इज टैक्सेबल एट 18%.
सर कोड क्या लिखा जाएगा?
सर कोड तो सर बहुत सारी चीजें धीरे धीरे क्लैरिफाई हो जाएगी.
All these I believe are teething problems, and as Rakesh said, over the last few days 10 notifications have come, clarifications are coming, and as was said that the education process, Mr. Anand said, it should have started 2 months ago. So please, I think over a period of time we'll have answers to all these problems.
सर हम SME सेक्टर में मैन्युफैक्चरर हैं और बीइंग ए लॉ अबाइडिंग एंटरप्रेन्योर, हम एक्साइज वगैरह में जब भी वक्त होता था हम उसको पूरा करके अप्लाई कर सकते थे. लेकिन हमारे जो कॉम्पिटिटर्स हैं वो नहीं करते थे, तो उसकी वजह से प्राइस वाइज दे वर एट एडवांटेजियस पोजीशन. तो आनंद अभी छाबड़ा जी ने सारा समझाया, तो कॉन्सेप्ट वाइज थ्योरेटिकली इट्स वेरी ब्यूटीफुल एंड फैबुलस. लेकिन मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जब ये इम्प्लीमेंट होगा तो इस बात की कितनी मतलब हो गया, उसके बाद 2 महीने तो ऐश कर रहे हैं सारे, लेकिन उसके बाद जब ये इम्प्लीमेंट होगा तो इस बात की कितनी संभावना है कि फिर से वो जो टैक्स अवॉइडिंग एंड टैक्स एवेडिंग लोग हैं वो फिर से बच जाएंगे और हम डिसएडवांटेजेस पोजीशन में फिर रहेंगे, या इसे रिगरसली और रूथलेसली होने वाला है, इसकी संभावना कितनी है?
कि जहाँ तक टैक्स इवेजन का ताल्लुक है, जब तक लोगों के पास कैश रहेगा, कैश में चीजें खरीदने के लिए, तब तक ये मार्केट्स चलेंगी. इनको आप कोई नहीं रोक सकता. हाँ, ये सिस्टम के अंदर सिर्फ कम्पिटिटिवनेस का फर्क पड़ेगा. दोज पीपल हु आर इन दी in the mainstream who are charging tax, claiming the credit, they would be competitively better. They would be able to sell cheaper compared to those who are outside the mainstream. तो यहाँ पे pricing का difference आएगा. The person who is in the mainstream will be able to sell cheaper. The person who is outside the mainstream will have to sell costlier. And the person who has to buy in cash will get in cash, maybe a little cost.
Sushil, I disagree. Sorry. No, that is not the case. That is not the case.
It will always be like that.
Suppose I am selling a chemical which is worth 100 rupees plus 18% GST. Customer says, "यार 110 रुपए ले ले यार, मेरे को GST मत लगा." So he'll sell it at, so it's like that.
But your buying cost, Sangeet, your buying cost won't allow you to sell it at 110.
That's what.
I'll tell you.
I mentioned at that time that demonetization and GST are going to clamp our transactions, and they'll slowly push us towards the transactions which are digital. White collar transactions, I am aware of certain industries, I'll not name them, but I am aware of the industries who were habitually evading tax, and their profits were coming from the evasion, tax evaded. Otherwise, they were selling at
thousands of
I said, I'm aware of, personally I'm aware. I would like to name it.
सर जब मूवमेंट ऑफ गुड्स होगी तब कितनी सख्ती होने वाली है सड़क पर?
नहीं प्लीज देखिए प्लीज, ये सख्ती का बात देखिए. लाइसेंस इंस्पेक्टर राज इज गॉन, लाइसेंस राज इज गॉन, एंड एवरीथिंग इज गॉन. द एंटायर थिंग इज GSTN. Let me clarify this. The entire thing is going to be GSTN, computer-based, digital control is going to come in.
ये अगर कोई बिना बिल के, बिना ई-वे बिल के अगर मटेरियल भेज रहा है और उसके बाद वो उसे पैरेलल इकोनॉमी में काम कर रहा है, तो उसको कहीं पर रोका जाएगा कि नहीं रोका जाएगा?
अगर पहली चीज तो ई-वे बिल इज नॉट
I request that let us not transgress into evasion. Evasive means, let's talk about avoidance. Yes. Let's not talk about what those people can do. Let's talk about what as law-abiding citizens we can do. And if we have any questions on them, let us please concentrate on those.
Let's only talk about GST.
I would how to avoid it.
Sanjeev, I have a question.
Let me just put a small word in addition to what Sanjeev has said. What Anand ji has also said. See, it is not a matter of how सख्ती कैसी होगी या क्या सेटअप होगा. GSTN would be capable of evaluating and identifying what wrong you are doing. अभी जो इनकम टैक्स में आप लोग फेस कर रहे हैं, जो नोटबंदी के टाइम पे हुआ, lot of transactions have been identified, are being continuously, data mining is going on, and with every transaction coming, even purchase, indirect reverse charge coming into the system, the GSTN would be so capable, it would identify you. Even if there is no sakti on the road, at least you can be identified. So kindly don't think in those.
इसमें थोड़ा सा प्रोसीजर इनको एक्सप्लेन कर देते हैं.
I've got the message now. We have just 5 minutes left. And we have to close within that. इसके बाद जो next वाला होगा वो fully paid होगा.
5 मिनट के बाद fully paid होगा.
Next session
with GST.
Sir, let's understand what with GST. देखिए, sir please. अभी हम जिस कंसेप्ट पे चल रहे हैं वो एक तरह से सरल कंसेप्ट चल रहा है. जो अगर आप इनका ओरिजिनल रिटर्न फॉर्म देखें, that is based upon quantitative information HSN wise. अगर आप समझिए if the first transaction is accounted for, if I have purchased say aluminium from Hindalco and Hindalco ने just when sale करा, that this 1000 ton will come into my account. Now I have to give the account for this 1000 ton. इसके बाद मैं आगे सेल करूँगा. Ultimately till the time कहीं ना या तो देखिए, जितना भी हमारे पास इंडिया में जितना भी आ रहा है वो या तो किसी बड़ी कंपनी से आ रहा है या फिर इम्पोर्ट होकर के आ रहा है. अगर मान लो हम तीसरे हिस्से की बात करें कि अपने आप से कुछ हो रहा है, देखिए जो ट्रांजैक्शन पहले ही बाहर थी वो बाद में ही बाहर रहेगी, उसका तो हमारे पास कोई इलाज नहीं है. लेकिन ओवर एंड एवर अल्टीमेटली जो होगा वो जो कंपनी बाहर है ना, दिस विल बिकम अनकम्पिटिटिव.
रिसाइकल भी तो हो रहा है भाई साहब, उसका काम साफ किताब है आपके पास.
ये आपके पॉइंट बहुत बढ़िया है. that 1,000 ton is going to be accomplished.
Slippages.
That is there only.
सर अगर 80% भी अचीव कर लेना गवर्नमेंट तो कंट्री
अगर आपने predominantly control कर लिया
वो आपने उस समय assumption
One question.
And in case of from government of India, Ministry of Industry, now also by retirement, the question which he has raised is very pertinent. The government of India is also worried. You see, MSME sector, they contribute 40% of the GDP. 30th June, they were exempted up to 1.5 crore of production per year, resulting they were very competitive internationally and within the country. Now you have taken suddenly this 1.5 crore of exemption from those MSME units for 5 crore. ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इसको बड़ा जेटली साहब को भी रेज किया गया हमने, वो चिंतित हैं कि ये आप इतने 5 करोड़ आदमी को मार दोगे, बाहर का चाइना और इधर वाला आ जाएगा और हम देखते रह जाएंगे.
That's why I read that. I mentioned
चाइना वाले पे IGST लग जाएगा, फिर ये बच जाएंगे.
You are rightly said.
Right.
We have a company registered in New Delhi, running restaurants in Gurgaon and in Delhi. Now, we were registered VAT in Delhi also and in Gurgaon separately, and everything was being done. Now with new GST, we are paying rent also in different places while being registered in Delhi. So we are paying rent in Haryana while registered in Delhi, and also bills are coming from suppliers from both sides. So sometimes for one restaurant it will be from Haryana it's coming into Delhi, and from Delhi it is going in. So all this was being done previously with different VAT. It was quite easy. I mean, we were. But now with this interstate, what I was listening, is it going to be a little different?
It is. You will have to have registration in all the locations where you have a restaurant. So first of all, separate registrations wherever you have a restaurant.
Okay.
Because you can only bill CGST, SGST. You cannot bill IGST from a restaurant. So you also need purchases directly at that place only. But if you intend to make centralized purchases, then input service distributor concept can arise, where you can make centralized purchases and then distribute to various restaurants in relation to different.
But not the goods.
Oh, that is for.
And what about the rent we are paying? That is also.
That you have to pay from that location.
Respectively. You will get the credit respectively.